All right, as Russia invades Ukraine, it just drives me crazy that that could happen in this day and age. It also drives me crazy that the rest of the world isn't standing up, screaming, and I don't know, becoming more active, whether it's in sanctions or whether it's aggressively supplying weaponry to the Ukrainians, or it just strikes me as, and that leads me into this. About 10 years ago, about the time that Joseph Boyden was questioned on his identity, someone threw a tweet out there saying, David's not Métis, period. He was refused membership because he's not Métis. This was 10 years ago. And I immediately wrote on that person's tweet and said, well, listen, before you say anything more about this, what you're saying is not right. It's true that someone took the time to go back 23 years when I first applied for membership with the Métis Nation of Greater Victoria. And at that time, they would simply say, here's a local genealogist, have them do some work for you. So I went to Stan, who was just a great, great person. And I said, here's who I am. And about a month later, he came back and said, okay, here's what you'll need to get your membership, period. So we submitted that. And right away, the Métis Nation of of BC said, that's not sufficient. You need more. All right. So then I went out and I hired a genealogist, period. We went back 6 generations and I found my Ojibwe grandfather and my Osage grandmother, and I had all of that information. So all of that became legit. I posted that on my website, da-da-da-da. So with that, I write back to this person and I say, hey, what you posted there is from 23 years ago. Why didn't you reach out to me? I've got a lot more current stuff. I found what I needed to show my ancestry. They didn't respond. Not a word. In fact, what I looked at the comments and somebody wrote, hey, good work on your part doing that research. And this woman said, it wasn't just me, it was a team. A team. Who would have hired a team to go out and find something on me 23 years ago to discredit or to defame me? I think it was probably the MNC at the time. However, that aside, that was all those years ago. I immediately posted that information on my website. I immediately threw it everywhere on social media. And yet, these haters, these people who go out spreading misinformation are just, they remain. I read this once, I heard this once, and I want to say to all of you, forget the haters. For heaven's sakes, if someone goes out there and spreads untruths, please have the courage to stand up and say, hey, I know David. And I've heard that story. That's garbage. And this is you. You're spreading malicious lies, and you should be held accountable for that. Instead, I get people who curl up and say, "Oh, right. I guess we have to watch ourselves politically here. Maybe David is." Come on. There's right and there's wrong. There's truth and there's lies. And on this issue, for heaven's sakes, colleagues and friends, please stand up. Make a stand. Okay, there. That's a rant. Hug.